Hi. Now this is a very standard sort of inequality question. We have f of x is a quadratic upon a quadratic and this is negative if and only if. So we have to figure out all the values of x for which this is negative, or range of values of x for which this is negative. Fine. So let's start with factorizing the quadratics first. The numerator is x square plus 2x minus 15. So think of two numbers whose product is minus 15 and the sum is 2. The two numbers will be plus 5 and minus 3, right? So this quadratic, the numerator can be factorized as x plus 5 into x minus 3, right? Similarly, in the denominator, we have think of two numbers whose product is minus 18 and the sum is minus 7. So the two numbers will be minus 9 and plus 2. So this can be factorized as x minus 9 into x plus 2. I have factorized them directly. You should use the proper method here. For example, the first is x square plus 2x. So we write plus 2x as plus 5x minus 3x minus 15. Taking x common from here, we get x plus 5, and taking minus 3 common from here, we have x plus 5. Now taking x plus 5 common from both these terms, we get x plus 5 into x minus 3. So this is how I factorize the numerator. Similarly, you can factorize the denominator as well. Factorizing is easy because the coefficient of x square is 1, right? If the coefficient of x square was not 1, if it were 2, 3 or something like that, we would have had to do it properly. But since x square's coefficient is 1, so whatever the numbers that we get the split, that itself will give us directly the factorization. So this is what we have. Now this has to be less than 0. This has to be less than 0. So how do we solve such inequalities is we first figure out the critical points. The critical points basically are the points where all these factors are 0, or each of these factors is 0. So this is 0 when x is minus 5, this is 0 when x is minus 2, this is 0 when x is 3, and this part is 0 when x is 9. So these are the 4 critical points that we have. Now we will have to consider these 5 ranges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and see in which range is this expression positive or negative. So if x is greater than 9, if we consider the rightmost critical point, if x is greater than 9, this part will be positive, this will be positive, this will be positive, this will be positive. So all of them will be positive. Since all of them will be positive, their product or their division will also be positive. So in this range, the full function will be positive. Now let's consider the other range. And now if you have already done inequalities chapter properly, you know if you get one part, the expression is positive in one part, in the next range the expression will be negative, and this will go on alternately, positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive. You can verify it as well. If x is between 3 and 9, this part here will be positive, this part will be positive, this will be negative, and this will be positive. So these 3 terms are positive, but only this term is negative, hence the whole expression will turn out to be negative, right? So in this range the whole expression will be negative. Now if you consider range of x from minus 2 to plus 3, this will be positive, right? This here will be negative, this will be negative, and this will be positive. So you have two positive terms, that's fine. Negative upon negative will also become positive. So in this range the value of the expression will be positive. Okay. Now if you consider the range from minus 5 to minus 2, this will be positive, this is negative, and this will also come out to be negative here. In this range this expression will be negative. So you will have positive is fine, negative upon negative will become positive, but you have one more negative sign here. That means the whole expression will become negative, And finally, in this range, when x is less than -5, even this will become negative. All of them will become negative. So negative into negative is positive, negative into negative is positive. So we have a positive number upon positive number. So the value of this expression will be positive. I am not considering the critical points because it is negative. It cannot be equal to 0. So let's not bother about the critical points. So the range that we require is, first of all, this range and this range. It has to be negative. So x should be between -5 and -2 union between 3 and 9. Okay. So let's see which of these is this given range. It is option C. X is greater than -5 but less than -2, or greater than 3 but less than 9. Hence option C here is the right answer. Thank you.